About Jasmine. I want to say when I first started whatever I did first, Love in Paradise, the first show that I did, which is 4 years ago. It aired, I think, 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. The number of cast members who reached out to me to welcome me to the 90-day family were less than what I can count on one hand. Out of those who reached out, every single one of them, with the exception of Jasmine, had an agenda. They wanted me to sell something they were selling. They wanted to send me their cameo referrals so that they made money off of my cameos. They wanted to join my lives so that they could ride my coattails, because while you have a show airing, there's a lot of eyes on you. So people who didn't have a show airing at that time would want to join your lives. And it was like, I could see through it in fucking seconds.
Interesting. See, that little comment made a lot of sense, because each time a new season comes, Danielle always is on Instagram commenting about other couples, or she finds a way to get involved with the newer couples. And now I know why. Because she's doing the same thing that she recognized people were, according to her, doing to her back then. Riding cocktails. Okay, interesting. But nonetheless though, this is Danielle, obviously speaking highly of Jasmine.
The only person who reached out to me with zero agenda, who just said, hey love, sending love, just wanted to send my support. If you ever need anything, let me know. Never asked me to sell her fucking protein. Never asked me to make money for her on Cameo. Never asked for shit, was Jasmine. Regardless of what you think about a television show, which, let me remind you, TV is TV, right? TV in real life, these are different things. Regardless of what you feel about a television show, Jasmine is currently an immigrant in this country where immigrants are being fucking dragged through the mud. She is a new mom. Regardless of what you think about her relationship, she's still a new mother that is in charge of a baby. And taking time out of your day in this current climate to drag this girl is disgusting. And I don't understand why, when you watched the storyline that these two met on a sugar daddy page, whether or not it's true, I have no idea, because I've never had this conversation with her. But the storyline that we all watched was they met on a sugar daddy page, and we know what that means. And then we watched him treat her like shit, never give her a fucking dollar, not let her drive, not let her do anything. You have no idea what it's like. I don't want to hear that she's abandoned previous kids. If you have never lived in a place where you have to choose between feeding your children and being present with them. She made a choice. And if you remember, if we're talking about the TV show, she thought that her kids were coming with her.
I really want to know your thoughts in the comments, my lovely folks, because I can already tell that some people are going to say, well, if I was in her shoes, regardless of where I live, I'm not going to abandon my kids. I'm going to keep them with me. Some people may even say such things as, well, I would make sure that before I go over and marry a random guy, that he 1000% makes sure that my child can come with me. Okay? I mean, listen, I see what perspective Danielle's trying to look at it, but I can't say that I agree personally, I mean, listen, look at it this way. I myself, before I was brought to the UK, obviously I lived in a country at the time that wasn't going through the best times. I actually moved to the UK back when Zimbabwe was actually going through a whole war with England. This is when Tony Blair was having a whole issue with Robert Mugabe, and also on top of that, so was George Bush as well. So, but hey, my mom came here, and then a few months later on, I was able to join her. Do you see what I'm saying? Because she found a way. And most importantly, she didn't exactly come here to marry nobody. Nope, she came here to study and to also have work. So I believe it was a study and a work visa. And then obviously eventually found a way to bring me with her. And then obviously fast forward, we then gained our citizenship some years later. Okay. Obviously with Jasmine, she went there on a whole freaking... She got a whole green card and everything. I mean, the visa she went there on is a whole lot more powerful than what we had, personally. Because ours was based on a work visa, do you know what I mean? And then getting extended and whatever else were the challenges. But again, being in Zimbabwe, coming to the UK at those times were very, very tough. Now, coming from Panama to the United States, I don't know if it's that tough, but Jasmine was able to make it happen. So where are your kids at? I think at the end of the day, it is going to be very hard for any one of us to ignore her children not being with her. And to be fair, and it's not even just because Jasmine, it's because we've seen it with so many other people from South America. Whether it's been Jasmine, obviously, whether it's been Larissa, being another one, okay? That's another person that was famously known for leaving her kids behind. And I believe there was someone else as well. I had the name in my head, but now it's gone completely blank. Please let me know what name that is in the comment section. There may be more than just the one more that I knew about as well. So when you're seeing a chain of events from certain women from a certain continent behaving a certain type of way, it definitely brings questions. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing, though. We talk about the show. Jasmine's dislike people. Well, here's the thing. Jasmine is disliked for the same reason why Angela disliked, because both of them were verbally, viciously abusive to their partners. Now, I have said multiple times that Gino is not innocent, and I've also said that Michael's not innocent. And I still stand by those words because these two men had a choice to walk away from women that were being very aggressive with their words and their body language. In fact, Jasmine also pretty much was at points where she was close enough to putting her hands on Gino the same way Angela did as well. So really and truly, when you're looking at the comparison, what has to be understood here by Danielle maybe here is that if you're going to come out and defend Jasmine, you're probably going to have to do the same for Angela Deem too, because both of their behaviors have been quite parallel for the most part. So people have their reasons for their dislikes. But, do I condone people taking time out of their day to go and send Jasmine hate messages or to say negative things to her about her kids and all that kind of stuff? Absolutely not. There is no need for that. It's absolutely pointless. But should people still view their opinion if they feel as if Jasmine has done certain things that have triggered them or has done certain things that are just not kind or whatnot? Absolutely, because here's the thing: people will always voice themselves because you are on a public platform. But the question is how they voice themselves. But also, let's not forget though, Jasmine loves to sit here and pretend as if she has got this strong front. If she's now not being able to handle the social media side of things, well, then she should have thought twice about behaving the way she did. Because to be honest, let's keep it a buck. She chose to scream on camera. I do not for one bit believe that she did it just off the whim. I generally believe that she would always come back for 90 Day Fiancé being the way she was because she knew that was going to guarantee her more airtime and also more money. She put herself in this position. You cannot defend someone that made this choice. Angela Deem done exactly the same thing. The difference is, to be fair, it seems to me as if Angela Deem's got a bit more of a backbone. The only time I saw Angela Deem came to speak out that bad against people who were saying negative things about her was only when people said something negative about her granddaughter, which made a lot of sense. Okay, because obviously kids don't need to be involved in people's disputes with somebody else. But nonetheless, though, let's continue.
And it was Gino from the show. Again, I don't know what's real and what's not, but from the show, because this is why everyone hates her. From the show, you saw that she was devastated that he never did that fucking paperwork.
You don't know what's real and what's not, but yet you're making such a big statement. That's quite funny. I mean, listen, as far as I'm concerned, everything that I say, I like to think everything that most people say is based on one, what we see on the show, and two, also what we see on social media. So therefore, we are based on exactly what we see. And your opinion is based on I don't know what's real, what's not. I mean, if you said that your opinion was based on what you see on the show, I can run with that. But now you're saying you're just making an opinion based on what's real, what's not. So you're basically trying to make an opinion based on also an assumption of, oh, but this may not be the case because this part may not be real. No. That's not how we review things. Okay, we base it on exactly what we factually see. Because that person chose to portray themselves that way. And Jasmine chose to portray herself that way. And on social media, she made it seem as if she was this strong front wing. Clearly, I guess, she's all crumbling. But really and truly, if I was Jasmine, I would have never, ever bought my child online. Never would have done it. But hey ho. I mean, look at it this way. We know Danielle's got a son, I believe, but she's never, ever bought her child online, which is probably the smartest thing that she's ever done. Which is why she's never had to sit here and defend her child. You see what I'm saying? Jasmine did the opposite because, well, some of us believe she brought a child to the limelight purely because she wanted to benefit from the monetization side of things. And, well, when the Amazon wish list was then made, that told us everything that we needed to know, amongst so many other things. I just don't think Jasmine is someone that can be defended personally. I think anyone that tries to defend her, you're wasting your own energy, but that's just me. Let's continue. Oh, also, if you made it this far into the video with my rambling. Clearly, I've got you hooked with what I'm saying. So obviously, you want to like the video and subscribe. Like, come on now, why are you still here? Now let's get into it.
Because all he cared about was the fucking TV show. So I'm so sick of people dragging this girl when she is the only person in my life, and I'm saying this in real life, the only cast member who ever was kind to me just to be kind.
I mean, listen, that sounds like amazing news for you, but just because she was kind to you, it doesn't mean automatically people should then be kind to her. I mean, people need a reason that's far much more powerful than that. And also, let's just look at it from a different perspective. Are you somebody that a lot of people who watch the show like? That's another thing that also has to. I mean, if you're going to advocate for someone, co-sign for someone, you got to make sure that your likability is also at a certain standard too. So therefore, people are in a position to be more likely to want to agree or to want to change their mind. Now, the last time I checked, or the last time that I saw, should I say in particular, Danielle hasn't exactly always had the best of. I would say that based on the videos that I have made, based on her being on the season or even at the season, there has been more comments against Danielle than there has been for Danielle. So really and truly, if people already have this stigma where they may not be a fan of you, and where a lot of people seem to not be a fan of you, then why are people going to want to respect your opinion? Why are people going to want to then be like, okay, well, because Danielle likes her and because Danielle says she's genuine, that means she must be genuine, when there's a lot of people, or there's people out there who don't see you as a genuine person. They don't respect you. They don't respect your relationship. I mean, listen, how many times have we seen Danielle come on social media to address her relationship with her husband, and to address it in a way of where she's telling people that they're wrong, and that people are just jealous that she's got this guy from the Dominican Republic, blah blah blah. And why is she in that position? Because people always calling out that they don't agree with her relationship. You know what I mean? They don't understand why she's still with him if he's done all these things that she has said herself. Things regarding infidelity. And amongst other things. So at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I don't know why Danielle necessarily feels as if her voice holds some sort of power, because it doesn't. Because a lot of people have watched you rant numerous times about your own partner, and that's just that. And also people have seen how you've handled your relationship on screen too, and that's something that a lot of people have not agreed with. So why are people going to care about the fact that Jasmine was nice to you? Some people may look at it as, well, it makes sense for two people that we don't like to like each other. It's clear that they're going to attract each other, blah, 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 blah.
Just to reach out and be like, this is a hard world and I support you. And I just needed to say that out loud, and I need this to live on my feed, because it's really, really hard for immigrants right now. Like, really hard. And it's really hard to be a new mother, and it's really hard to have to leave your children so that you can feed them. Like, all of those things are hard. And anything that we saw on TV does not make her the bad guy.
Sometimes I feel like the people that go on the show kind of forget about the democrat of their viewership. She talks about how hard it is for a mother to go and do all these things, but has she forgotten that most people who watch the show are actually mothers? Whether they are mothers who are married or whether they are mothers who are single. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these mothers have been separated from their kids for said reason. So Danielle also has to remember that when people watch the show, they watch the show from a perspective of where they are living vicariously through what they experience the people on the show are doing. So if they feel like the people on the show aren't behaving in a certain way that is not parallel to them, then people are going to have their opinion. To be honest with you, I do like the fact that she's coming out to support another cast member. I love that. It's good. I feel like cast members should be coming out and defending one another, 1000%. So I do like this in terms of that. But if you ask me, Jasmine has laid down her storyline. But let's not forget though, folks, there is one more season left of, well, I hope there's one more season left of Danielle and no, not Danielle, my apologies, of Jasmine and Gino. So bear this in mind, in this season to come here of Jasmine and Gino, we're gonna everything's gonna be revealed in terms of how she ended up getting pregnant with Matt. Well, this is what we're expecting to happen, and also how her relationship with Gino ended up going downhill. Now, depending on how she is represented on the show, that could be something that could help change the perspective of people when it comes to Jasmine. But listen, at the end of the day, I know for sure that when it came to the tale that was just gone, I had my opinion based on interaction with Rob. I wasn't happy with the fact that she was pregnant and willing to get into altercation with somebody else. That was just not right. That was disturbing. That was not right to watch. But also at the same time, obviously, I wasn't happy with the fact that Rob felt confident enough to call her names. You know, names that obviously are built to degrade women. There was no need for that. Okay. And then also when it's come to my opinion between her relationship with Gino, both of them are as bad as each other when it comes to just the mental fuckery they do to each other. But Jasmine always has to go to the extra level by screaming that I'm crazy, I'm crazy. It's kind of, you know what, it's wild though, because I can't believe we're actually having this conversation, to be honest with you, because we've all seen what we've seen, and that's just that. But let's continue.
She begged that man for fucking affection and for love, and he kept her as a fucking slave. So please, find someone else to drag. He failed not once but twice to take care of the kids' paperwork. You know what? I only saw parts of their story, so I'm not even speaking from like full knowledge of all of their
How can you make a whole video without even having full knowledge? This is the thing though, you can't make a video like this and then go up against people that have seen everything. You see what I'm saying? It's just that simple. And to be fair, regarding what she just said about Gino doing these things and taken as a slave, blah 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 blah. I mean, many people would sit and say that, but isn't that the same thing that's happened with you and Johan?
shows, all of their story. Because until I was on the show and my show was airing, I didn't watch all the seasons of all of the shows. But all we ever saw was him be fucking mean to her. So if she stepped out on her marriage because she wanted real love, and clearly she's doing okay. Clearly the man that she is with right now is treating her a lot fucking better than Gino ever did. So she made the right decision. You do not have to stay in a marriage and stay with a man who treats you like you're fucking garbage.
Wait, hold up. Now, I'm not disagreeing with what she's saying here, but this is quite hypocritical because she literally made a post like the other day saying that Rob should make amends to Sophie and get back with her. That's hypocritical to what you're saying here, because we all saw how Sophie had exposed Rob's behavior towards her. So why would you say one thing for Jasmine, but then say another thing for Sophie and Rob? Damn, man, this is too easy.
So please, be nice to Jasmine because she is the realest of everybody. Honestly, everybody else is trying to do something else.
Well, everybody else is trying to do something else. I'm a bit confused by that statement because everybody that goes on the show is in it for themselves. You know what I mean? The many people that have come off the show that have either gone off and made an OnlyFans, Jasmine being one of those people, so is Danielle. People that have come off the show and they've gone off and made their own businesses. You know what I mean? Obviously, whether that be the protein shake that she's got, you know what I mean, or whether that be the Amazon wish list. Some people have gone off and made GoFundMe's. You know what I mean? So, what? Like, Jasmine has gone off and done plenty of things, you know? Like, so what's going on here? And I'm not saying any of the things are bad in any shape or form. I'm saying that there's a pattern that all cast members go on the show, and then when they come on, a lot of them end up doing things to profit themselves. That's it. So what's that about? I don't know, man. I feel like she woke up one day, she just felt pissed off and said, you know what, I'm gonna rant about how people are treating Jasmine, but without knowing fully everything that has happened when it's come to Jasmine herself in particular. Yeah. I wouldn't have even made, if I was Danielle in the position, I would have never made that video, to be honest with you. Then again, I think this was actually a live stream, to be fair. I think she came on a live stream for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then disappeared. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.